We do begin tonight with protests now spreading across this country from Los Angeles to Chicago. A protest underway right here in New York City at this hour, sparked by sweeping immigration raids and President Trump's military response. And tonight, here are the images of ICE agents chasing farm workers through the fields and the arrests at a meatpacking plant. In the past 24 hours, large rallies and marches in New York, Chicago, Denver, Atlanta, Boston, San Francisco, and other cities too. At least 200 arrested overnight, and tonight here, new images of what protesters say is fueling their outrage. ICE agents chasing farm workers through a strawberry field. This is Oxnard, California, making arrests there. Protesters trying to stop agents arriving at a meat production plant. This is playing out in Omaha, Nebraska. Dozens of workers were handcuffed with zip ties and taken away in a bus. In Los Angeles, surveillance video appearing to show federal agents boxing in a car and then using tear gas, detaining the driver, reportedly leaving 2 children and their mother behind. And ICE posting this image from an enforcement operation in Los Angeles. The National Guard with weapons out, protecting the operation. And tonight, as these protests spread, the governor of Texas now deploying the National Guard there. ABC's Matt Gutman leading us off from Los Angeles tonight.
Tonight, tensions building in the city of Los Angeles after over 200 were arrested overnight, and anger over the Trump administration's immigration crackdown and its deployment of federal troops to L.A. boiling over into other major U.S. cities. From Baltimore to Chicago, where a car drove through a group of demonstrators, 17 arrested there. In Boston, hundreds outside the State House. Protesters in Seattle clashing with police. And in New York City, demonstrators protesting workplace arrests they say are stoking fear throughout communities, coast to coast. And tonight, those jarring images from Southern California, ICE agents filmed chasing farm workers through strawberry fields around 6 a.m. Tuesday. And in Omaha, Nebraska, the state's largest yet immigration sweep, targeting a meat production plant, dozens arrested there.
They just came in and said that it was a raid and we had to get everybody out of production.
Outside the plant, protesters jumping on a vehicle to try to stop law enforcement. And back in Los Angeles,
this is the canister from the tear gas that they threw at her.
That dramatic surveillance video appearing to show federal agents boxing in this car, reportedly using tear gas on the passengers and detaining the driver, leaving a toddler, an infant, and their mother behind. The Department of Homeland Security saying in a statement the suspect was wanted for punching an officer. Another image drawing sharp criticism tonight, pictures of armed National Guardsmen accompanying ICE officers on a raid. Major General Scott Sherman, in charge of those military personnel, staging just outside of Los Angeles, saying his troops will not only protect agents, but will detain demonstrators.
So strictly for the protection of the federal personnel and the protection of the federal building, they're allowed to temporarily detain and wait for law enforcement to come and arrest them.
In an emotional press conference, 30 Southern California mayors coming together. Arturo Flores, the mayor of Huntington Park, and a combat veteran appealing to the military.
These are Americans. And when we lifted our hands and we swore the oath to defend the Constitution and to defend this country, that oath was to the American people. It was not to a dictator. It was not to a tyrant. It was not to a president. It was to the American people.
In the wake of those violent protests, a rare address to California and the nation from Governor Gavin Newsom, calling Trump's decision to activate about 4,800 troops, more than the number deployed in Iraq and Syria, theatrics and traumatizing.
When Donald Trump sought blanket authority to commandeer the National Guard, he made that order apply to every state in this nation. This is about all of us. This is about you. California may be first, but it clearly will not end here. Other states are next.
And on Capitol Hill today, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth seeming to confirm that, telling lawmakers the National Guard could be deployed to other immigration protests across the country.
Part of it is getting ahead of a problem so that if in other places, if there are other riots in places where law enforcement officers are threatened, we would have the capability to surge National Guard there if necessary.
And just hours ago, Texas Governor Greg Abbott mobilizing the Texas National Guard to San Antonio, where large-scale peaceful protests are planned.
We want to make sure that what has happened in California does not happen in Texas.
David, I just got off with Governor Newsom's team, who tells me that he was particularly disturbed to see those images of ICE agents chasing those farm workers through the strawberry fields here in Southern California. You can see it's pretty subdued out here today. Still, a curfew is in effect for parts of downtown Los Angeles tonight and tomorrow night, David.
Matt Gutman with the images from Los Angeles and across the country. Matt, thank you.